Well, hey guys, I'm wondering if it might be a good time to put a little stay bill in the bikes and hibernate them.
It's too cold in the early morning.
Okay, baby, climb on and play your video. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. You know, I got up this morning, it was about 10 degrees out here. And, you know, I'd been planning to put the bikes into hibernation. And, you know, I probably waited a bit too long as it pertains to getting the bikes cleaned up. You know, I've got a certain amount of cleanup I need to do. All the other activities I can do in the garage with my little heater. But so, guys, there are dozens of videos out on YouTube that talk about winterizing your bike, putting it away for the winter. And, you know, there's 2 or 3 that are pretty standard items. And there's a few that are unique to individuals, the things they like to do. The way I winterize my bike and prep it for the last several years. And hopefully you'll pick up 1 or 2 things that you think are unique that'll help you as you prepare your bike. You know, at this point, you probably already have done it. And if not, you know, watch the video. Maybe you'll pick up a couple of other things that'll help you. All right, so y'all come go with us to the garage. Well, I went shopping trying to pick up all the oil I needed for the 2 bikes. I had trouble finding enough oil. Looks like I might be able to get 1 bike done, and then I'm going to have to postpone the remainder of the oil change. So what I need to do today is I'm going to put the stay bill in the bikes. I'm going to run down to the local gas station. It's about 15-20 degrees out, so it's cold, but the road looks dry, so I just need to fill up the tanks and put in the stabilizer. So I'll at least get that part done, and then I'll do some cleaning. I use bug slide. You know, because it's so cold outside, I think what I'm gonna do is put some hot water in a bucket and some soap, and just kind of clean the bikes with that out here in the garage. Just minimal water, and then rinse it back down, and then I'll follow up with you know, some detailing, either bug slide or some kind of a detailing spray, just to clean up the bikes, get them ready to cover up. So I'm going to take the Bumblebee, run it down to the gas station, put a little stabilizer in the tank, and run it back. It'll take me probably 5 or 6 minutes there, 5 or 6 minutes back, and that'll be enough time to cycle some of this stabilizer into the full fuel system. So as you can see, it's pretty darn cold out here. So I'm going to run a little bit slower down the road to get the fuel and come back. All right, so I'm going to put about, I think 1 ounce for 2.5 gallons. We'll go ahead and put in about 3 ounces for 6 gallons. Probably a little more than is required, but I'm going to go ahead and put in about 3 ounces. Okay guys, so what I'm trying to do here is, you know, I just brought the bikes back from the gas station. I rode them through pretty cold weather and put some stabilizer in the fuel, filled up the tanks, ran them back here to the house, probably 5 minutes there, 5 minutes back. The engines are pretty warm. I need to go ahead and get this oil drained before things cool off. So I'm going to drain the engine oil and the transmission fluid. So guys, it's not my intention to add 1 more oil change and transmission oil or 3-hole oil change video to the hundreds that are out there on YouTube. So I'm not there to add to that, but I just wanted to kind of show you a couple of things that I've come across due to the fact that I own a twin cam and I own an M8. And so I always try to keep things separate if necessary. There are some things obviously that are the same for both bikes. But like I was mentioning, you know, I always use a new rubber O-ring on all these drain plugs. You know, I check to see that there are not any metal shavings on the magnet on the end here. And then I just clean it up, put a new rubber seal on there, add a little thread locker. And a lot of folks say that the thread sealant isn't necessary. I just try to be a little bit safer, just a little more confidence, maybe a belt and suspenders approach. You know, I always keep a spare drain plug that I bought from Harley, and you know, the drain plug comes with thread sealer on it and a new rubber O-ring. So if you know, if the manufacturer considers thread sealing important, okay, so I add it as well. So one other thing I wanted to show you, because I own an M8 and a twin cam, you know, the twin cam, if you go to the Harley dealership, a lot of times oil filters are an item that's out on the shelf. And if you just, you know, you look at the two boxes, they look identical. You know, it'll say black or it'll say chrome. So if you grab it and just run with it, they're not all the same. So you can see that basically the height difference is probably the biggest thing. As far as the internals, you know, I can't speak to that, but they are a different specified oil filter for the two bikes or the two engines. Again, Street Glide Twin Cam, 2020 Ultra Limited with the M8. Part numbers, I'll put the part numbers up on the screen there on the box here, so I'll show you the difference between the two. All right, then we'll take it down off the stand, and then we'll fire up the engine and let the oil circulate. Then we'll check the oil fill level again. In a second or two, the oil circulates, the engine smooths right out. All right, let's go check the oil. Okay guys, I'm gonna get this bike cleaned up. It's still very cold outside. I've got my garage heater going. You can hear it blasting. So I even put a dead cat on my mic here so I could try to kill some of the sounds. You can hear my voice. So I'm gonna take this little pump up sprayer, put a little hot water, well, warm water with some soap in it, a little bit of soap. I'm gonna spray it down just locally. I'm gonna keep this garage from getting too much water in it, but just kind of spray it down a little bit. All right, I'll let that soak in a little bit, and then I'll come back with a microfiber towel and kind of wash it down. And then I've got another bucket of hot water here that, or warm water that I want to take the soap off with. I'll come back with a little bit of spray detailer, but again, it's cold, it's winter time. I want to get this thing cleaned up as quick as possible and then put it away for the winter. Okay, so I've went over it with some warm soapy water in a little spray canister just so that I didn't put too much water on the bike and on the floor. Came back with some other clear hot water with a microfiber towel, clean that up. Now I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of detailer. I've just got some Adams detail spray here. I just got to refill my bottle, and then we'll hit that up good. We'll put the saddlebags back on it. We'll bring it over here to the other side. Plug in the battery tender. We'll cover up the black pearl, and then we'll bring the Bumblebee back over here to the lift. We'll go through the whole process again. Oil change. I've already added the fuel stabilizer. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Some folks think that these tires are adequate to not have flat spots if they sit for a few months. You know, I've got the lifts. It just gives me a little bit of extra belt and suspenders approach. Makes me feel good. So anyway, so I put the bikes up on the lift when I store them for the winter. Should be pretty well protected. First thing in the spring, we'll take it off, we'll check the fluids, tire pressure, maybe a few other things, and we'll be on our way. I'm going to end the video here. I've still got a lot of work to do here on the Bumblebee, so you know, that's what I basically do when I winterize the bikes. Again, I'm way too late this year for sure. It's still pretty darn cold outside. I just came back from Kansas City where it was -10 in the evening and the wind blowing. So I had to rush to get this job done. So thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you coming along. I hope you picked up one or two things. If you enjoy the channel, you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. That really helps spread our videos out, maybe get a little more viewership. Next time we do a little garage therapy here through the winter, we hope you'll come along and go with us.